My first guest is joining me in studio, Mr. Matt Chipman. Matt is acting as a spokesman for Epazz Incorporated, their stock symbol is EPAZ. Matt, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Don. I appreciate being here.
Now, of course, you've been on the program many times, as an analyst, and you're acting as a spokesman for Epazz. Now, we've discussed the company's Zenapay payment solutions on the program before. Why don't you bring us up to speed on Zenapay?
Be happy to. The company formally issued a press release just this past Wednesday, January 17th, that its Zenapay Bitcoin wallet app has been already downloaded 10,000 times on the Android Play Store. It's viewed as a significant achievement, especially in the fact that it was just released at the last day of the year last year. So in just a few short weeks, the company already had 10,000 downloads. What they are doing is they're examining the data to determine and better understand the acquisition cost of those downloads and how to plan its next marketing campaign. Let me add that it was also announced that the second version of the Zenapay Bitcoin wallet will be released, and it's going to formally come out on February 10th. And that's going to include additional features and that it's excited to unveil.
So that's an upgrade to the current one that's currently
It'll be
available.
an upgrade to the current one, yes.
Okay. Now, what's really interesting is that merchants who are accepting credit cards, they can pay up to 3% processing charges, which can be horrifically expensive, but Zenapay says they can dramatically reduce that. What can you tell us about that?
Well, the transactions, when they occur, this would be like a point of sale transaction, similar to you might see with Apple Pay. You go in, everyone understands like Starbucks, accepts the Apple Pay, bang, it hits your credit card. The credit card charges typically add up to the merchant to be about 3% or a little bit less. Zenapay is only 1%.
Wow.
So that significant reduction because of the guaranteed payment platform that it has, and that both merchant and the buyer accept payment right on the spot. There is no going back on the transaction once you make it, but it is just a 1% fee.
Well, that's interesting because, of course, retail merchants are always trying to rub two nickels together to make a quarter, so they'll be very open to that kind of a situation.
Sure.
Now, merchants can also wait up to 3 days for the transactions to end up in their bank account. According to Zenapay, they can make those transactions in the bank account almost instantly. What can you tell us about that?
Well, it's a lot of it has to do with the fact that the transactions occur immediately. Both the merchant and the buyer, these are very secure, encrypted payment platform that cannot be, there can't be any fraud, involved. So, and even with, if you look up cryptocurrencies more, once a transaction occurs, you could send money via cryptocurrency really to anybody in the world.
Right.
The transactions occur seamless. Once both sides agree on the payment and the receipt of the payment, it happens and it's a done deal.
Interesting. Now, there's also another big hassle for merchants that complain about this all the time, and that's a charge investigation, where someone makes a charge and later on maybe they get buyer's remorse in many cases, or they forgot they made that charge and an investigation occurs, and that can hold those funds sometimes up to months. Zenapay basically solves that problem too.
Well, again, the cryptography and the magic of the big numbers makes it really impossible to break the scheme. Or a Bitcoin address is apparently more secure than Fort Knox. So and also we are talking about point of sale transactions. So if you're making an online purchase of a product, say on eBay, and you're waiting for delivery of that product, we're not talking about those kind of purchases. These are purchases are a system set up where the merchant already has the merchant app to accept Bitcoin, and Zenapay offers a way for you to pay instantaneously using your cryptocurrency and your Bitcoin wallet app.
Now, I know that Epazz is very proud of their development team. What can you tell us about the development team?
Well, let me just tell you, the team is formed with people that have worked with Fortune 500 companies, large banks, financial institutions. So they have a lot of knowledge about how transactional business is done and how much it costs and how much the banks make on float. So, and then more specifically, their experience in mission critical applications makes this whole thing work, and it allows the team to develop new and better applications.
You know, this is kind of a new thing. Everybody's looking at Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. I mean, it's an exciting time to be alive with this this whole situation unfolding as it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the company, you know, we know that blockchain and cryptocurrencies are sort of the buzzwords, what everybody's looking at now, and it has gotten hot. But this company plans to be around for the long term. They've been around a while. They have customers. They have over 500 merchant customers already. They're transacting business and they're doing revenues.
Why is this a good time right now for people to take a closer look at Epazz?
Well, you know, what I was saying about how many have really been in the business over a longer period of time. There were, in 2016, there were over 26,000 different blockchain apps and products available out there. It was reported in a CNBC article that only 8% of them, as of late last year, were still around. So anyway, the company wanted me to communicate that they are going to become audited. They're going to audit their 2017 financials, and they have already identified the firm to go ahead and get them ready to do that. I think that's important. Also, you know, they're also working on smart legal contracts. You know, the whole blockchain development and being able to identify the times when certain things have to occur in legal contracts. They make sure that happens.
Epazz Incorporated, EPAZ is their stock symbol. Fascinating, Matt. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.